Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 35 Pokemon Horizons titled A Duo in the Wilderness, Friede and Cap just dropped, and in this episode we get to learn a bit more about Friede and Captain Pikachu's relationship as they help look for a lost Pokemon. How do the two get along? Let's talk about it. As they return to Paldea, the Rising Bull Tacklers are running out of money, so everyone in the ship decides to do their part to chip in to help make some money. Molly can do some medical consulting, Orla can help fix some mechanical things, Murdoch can sell some of his bakery. This is one of the few times that the Pokemon anime has talked about the economics of the Pokemon world. The world of the Pokemon is really strange because they have things in the world, at least in the anime, that cost money but are never discussed. In Journeys, Ash and Go travel to many different regions, but the plane ticket of that is never discussed. Is it way cheaper to ride a plane in the Pokemon world? I guess that would make sense since there are Pokemon that can fly trainers from one place to another. The Pokemon Center seems to be completely free for all trainer, including providing housing, but then you have things like in the old anime, Brock or Silent buying things from the mart with seemingly no money. Or if they do have money, how are they getting it? Are they earning it for being a gym leader and we don't see that? There's so many questions about the economics that are never addressed in the show when all of a sudden the Rising Bull Tacklers who are adventuring all the time say they need money. That makes it feel foreign, but you know what? I think it's kinda interesting. Friede tells the kids who also want to help that they should focus on school instead of working, so Liko goes to her class. There she gets an assignment to write a report about a trainer and a Pokemon pair that had the ideal bond. When she goes back to the ship after the class, Friede says that he's gotten a job to help look for a lost Pokemon. Liko and Roy decide to ask him to go with him because Liko wants to observe Friede and Cap's bond for her report. The Pokemon they're looking for turns out to be a Bramblin. The trainer, Shine, works to protect Pokemon, and he's heard that there are Pokemon Hunters nearby, so he doesn't have time to look for his Pokemon. Our heroes start looking for it, and they easily find it. However, the bigger issue is that they have to chase it, since it easily gets blown away by the wind. They run to try and catch it, but it come across a group of Rhydons, so they have to run the other way. When they're looking to see where to find it next, Cap and Friede argue whether it should go to an oasis or a desert, only for it to be wrong. When it gets blown towards the desert, our heroes look for it among hundreds of tumbleweed but can't find it. Liko almost finds it, but the instant she turns around to grab Terapagos, who fell from her backpack, it's gone. Eventually, it gets caught. Not by our heroes, however, but the local Pokemon hunter that Shine talked about before. Seemingly, this rich lady wants cute Pokemon, so she's hired these hunters to capture the Pokemon for her. Our heroes head back to the town to ask the people there if they've seen the Bramblin, but no one seems to have. We also learn here that Cap is allergic to people calling him cute. He just starts sneezing like crazy when people do. Regardless, our heroes are heading back to the oasis when they spot the Pokemon cages next to two hunters. They capture the two hunters and let Shine know. They then head to where the transaction with the lady is taking place. Here, they have a battle to stop everything, and we see a very smooth, well-animated battle. Cap is about to take care of everything when the lady starts saying Pikachu's cute, causing Cap to sneeze and fall backwards. The Bramblin then begins to use Power Whip on the cage to escape, but it isn't strong enough. However, just then, the lady brings out her Avalugg to use Blizzard on the cage, and then she threatens the Pokemon in the cage with the Blizzard, so Cap and Friede have to be careful here. Cap sees something that it can do to get behind Avalugg, so it gives Friede a nod, and in turn, Friede and Cap begin arguing. Liko and Roy have to battle the hunters in the meantime. However, eventually, the idea comes to fruition as Pikachu jumps from a tall cliff and is able to take care of the Avalugg with a momentum Thunder Punch. Turns out, while Friede didn't know what Captain Pikachu had in mind, he intuitively trusted him, so he just played along and pretended to argue. Friede then has Bramblin use Rapid Spin in the cage until it eventually evolves into a Brambleghast. He saw that it was close to evolving earlier, so now it's able to use Power Whip since it has more power and free all the Pokemon in the cage. Then, Captain Pikachu takes care of the rest as a Thunder Punch causes all the Pokemon to get KO'd. We then go back to the Brave Olivine where we see what happened afterwards. Brambleghast and Shine got back together, all the hunters were arrested, and the Brave Olivine got paid for that gig, which was the main goal from the beginning anyway. The episode ends with Liko reading out her report where she says that she wants to be a trainer like Friede and looks forward to watching him and Cap on this adventure. A filler episode, but a nice one. It shows a bit more about the relationship that Cap and Friede have. They inherently trust each other even if they don't always get along. Cap is also unbelievably strong in this series, so it's not surprising that it one-shot an Avalugg, a Pokemon that has this insane defense. I'm also glad we got to see a bit more about the Pokemon economy. It wasn't much, but it does show that being a trainer isn't a super cheap endeavor. It does require some side hustle, which I guess explains why trainers give each other prize money. Overall, a filler episode that can be skipped, but that's just me. What about you guys? What did you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at PdGaming, and that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.